It began as a spectacle of beauty, a record-breaking conservation event that was meant to inspire hope. On a sun-bleached morning in the salt flats of Laguna Rosa, scientists, photographers, and influencers gathered with cameras raised, ready to witness what would be known as the Great Flamingo Release. The air shimmered with heat, and the pale horizon quivered like a mirage. In neat rows of transport crates stood 1,000,000 flamingos, pink, elegant, and eerily silent, as if the entire flock understood that they were part of something far greater and far stranger than nature ever intended. When the countdown began, the crowd joined in with a cheer that rolled across the desert. 3, 2, 1, and just like that, latches were flung open and the sky exploded into color. Wings beat in unison, a living cloud of pink that swallowed the sun. For a moment, the world seemed suspended in beauty, a breathtaking, shimmering ballet of feathers and light. But then, something shifted. The sound wasn't just flapping wings anymore. It was thunder. The air thickened with dust and the sharp scent of salt water. The horizon dimmed, and as the last crates opened, the spectators realized the flamingos weren't flying away. They were circling. Within minutes, the sky was no longer blue. It was drenched in pink, pulsing like a living heartbeat. Shadows rippled across the ground as the flock moved in strange, synchronized patterns, forming spirals, shapes, symbols, even that no one could quite explain. The crowd's laughter faltered. The cameras kept rolling. Drones hovered, their lenses shaking in the wind. Then came the first wave of silence, an unnatural pause, as if the world itself had stopped to listen. One scientist whispered, "This isn't migration, this is coordination." As the day dimmed into a hazy rose-colored twilight, the onlookers noticed something even more unsettling. The flamingos weren't just flying, they were watching. Thousands of eyes glimmered in the shifting sky, focused downward, reflecting the pink light like mirrors. Every camera that filmed them seemed to hum with static. Every phone screen flickered with the same soft, pulsing color. And in that electric stillness, someone muttered the words that would define everything that came after. "We made the sky pink, but it's watching us back." By nightfall, the pink hue had deepened into something otherworldly. It wasn't the tender blush of a sunset, but a dense, glowing veil that stretched from horizon to horizon, radiating a strange luminescence that bathed the entire valley in a surreal light. Villagers miles away stepped out of their homes, staring up in silent awe. It was beautiful, unsettlingly beautiful. And as word spread, the world tuned in. Live streams surged to millions of viewers. News anchors struggled to explain it. Scientists promised it was a natural phenomenon. But nature, as it turned out, had other plans. The next morning, the salt flats were deserted. The observation camp empty. Cameras were found toppled. Tripods sunk halfway into pink-tinged mud. A few half-melted drones blinked weakly in the sand, recording nothing but static and faint echoes of distant wings. The air was thick, heavy, and laced with the faint scent of brine, and something metallic like the ghost of a thunderstorm that never came. The only clue left behind was a single print in the salt. Not human, not bird, but something in between. As footage surfaced online, a new mystery emerged. Those who had watched the event live reported strange side effects. Screens tinted permanently pink. Audio distortions whispered beneath the commentary. Some swore they heard the distant rhythm of wings whenever they closed their eyes. Hashtags exploded. Hashtag pink sky. Hashtag flamingo signal. Hashtag the release. Memes followed, naturally, because what better way to process cosmic dread than with humor? One viral post read, "When the flamingos become self-aware, but you still gotta go to work." Still, the humor couldn't mask the unease. Experts dissected every frame of footage, looking for explanations. Was it mass hypnosis, atmospheric particles, a glitch in the feed? But the strangest revelation came from satellite images taken days later. The pink hue hadn't dispersed. In fact, it was spreading an enormous moving shape, drifting across regions, like a living storm. Meteorologists couldn't track it. Biologists couldn't categorize it. And yet, amidst the panic, one truth echoed through every broadcast. No one had seen a single flamingo land. Then, 3 nights after the release, a pilot flying over the northern coast made a transmission that sent chills through every listener. "They're not gone," he whispered over the static. "They're nesting in the clouds." By the 4th day, the pink haze was no longer confined to the horizon. It had spread over entire cities. Car windshields shimmered with a faint rose tint. Rivers ran blush-colored, as if reflecting a sunset that never ended. Even the moon, when it rose, appeared tainted by a strange warmth. Scientists scrambled for answers, but every theory fell apart under scrutiny. One researcher from the Laguna Rosa Institute went live, trembling, eyes bloodshot from sleepless nights. "They're not migrating," she said, "they're multiplying." The broadcast cut off before she could explain how. And then came the sounds. Low at first, distant, rhythmic flutters, like rain on metal roofs. Then louder, closer, forming a cadence that resonated through walls and windows. People swore the noise carried patterns, almost like speech. Recordings revealed subharmonic tones embedded within the flapping, whispering just below the range of hearing. Linguists analyzed the data and came to an unnerving conclusion. The pattern wasn't random. It was structured, deliberate, as if a message was being repeated, again and again, across the sky. At this point, even skeptics began to panic. Streets emptied. Live streams turned into ghost feeds of pink-lit cities. The phenomenon had stopped being beautiful. It was omnipresent, oppressive, inescapable. Some joked that humanity had finally been unfollowed by nature. But behind every meme, there was quiet fear. The world had set 1,000,000 flamingos free, and something had set them free too. Days later, the first disappearance occurred. A drone operator attempting to follow the haze vanished midstream. His last words recorded in a shaking voice. They re-looking down again, the footage ended in static, followed by a single flash of pink light. When authorities found his control rig, the monitor displayed one frozen image, thousands of flamingos suspended in the clouds. Perfectly still, facing the camera. Since then, the sky has never returned to normal. The pink is dulled, yes, but at night, when the wind is still, you can see faint ripples like wings, stirring far above. Some say the flamingos are still there, circling endlessly, waiting for something. Others claim they've become part of the atmosphere itself, a living memory painted across the heavens. And if you ever look up during twilight and the world seems to blush for just a moment, don't stare too long. Because sometimes, the sky blinks back. If this story sent chills down your spine, then imagine what else might be lurking above us. Subscribe now for more spin-tingling wildlife mysteries and nature stories that twist reality in ways you never expected. Don't just watch, dare to look closer, because the next time the sky changes color, you'll want to know why.